All right, so Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I am Shaza Khan, and I am the Executive Director of the Islamic Schools League of America. You might be wondering, why is the Islamic Schools League of America introducing the ICNA Relief Empower Grant? Well, that's because we have partnered, ISLA and ICNA Relief have partnered together to ensure that more teachers, especially in our Islamic school community, learn about this amazing opportunity, inshallah. For all teachers, whether they're public school or private school in the United States for elementary to middle school teachers. So we did just review some of the participation criteria and identified that unfortunately this year high school is not allowed to apply for this. So if you are here and you're a high school teacher, I guess here's the opportunity for you to say Salaam alaikum and enjoy your evening. But if you are an elementary or middle school teacher, then inshallah, stay with us and learn more about the Empower Grant, which our friends at ICNA Relief will be talking a little bit more about. So just so you know who ISLA is, because this might be your first time hearing about ISLA. And so I would like you to know who we are, inshallah. We are a nonprofit that services and provides for full-time Islamic schools all over the United States. We do three things is how I like to talk about it. We do research, resources, and relationships. So the relationships is easy. We have an email listserv where we connect Islamic school educators together. You're welcome to join it when you go to our website, which I'll drop right now in the chat. And thank you so much to everybody putting their affiliation here in the email. In the chat, I'm sorry. It's wonderful to have you all here. Jazakallah khairan. People from all over the country, Virginia, Illinois, Muhammad Schools of Atlanta, Michigan, mashallah, everywhere, Minnesota. And Sister Surya, if you want to answer some of the questions coming up in the chat, feel free to do that. We have somebody asking if preschool teachers can apply. She wants to know if she should stay or should she go. So let's let her know. But yeah, so the ISLA does relationships through the email listserv. If you go to our website, you'll have a pop-up that comes up in about 15 seconds. And that pop-up invites you to join our email list. But if you want to join the listserv, which is like a discussion group that happens on email, then you would go to the isla.org/IECN. So that's like kind of like a WhatsApp, but on email for those of you who are really young and don't know what a listserv is. So yeah, it's a great place to exchange information and ask questions. Sometimes people post about curriculum, like what is it? Does anyone have any lesson plans? Sometimes people just share lesson plans, like here's a lesson plan on Dhul Hijjah or on Isra wal Miraj. So it's a place for us to share and ask questions and learn from one another. That's part of the relationships we do. And the other part of the relationships that we do is we build relationships with amazing organizations like ICNA Relief, like Yakin Institute, like so many other awesome organizations, Muslim Kids TV, that are doing wonderful, valuable work for you, inshallah. And we try and learn more about it and then share with you the best of all of that. The research is that we want to get data that informs decision-making at our leadership level. And then we also do research that helps create more resources. So we did research with alumni of Islamic schools and found out that there wasn't enough curriculum on African Muslim and African American Muslims in our Islamic schools. So we launched a contest where the students themselves create that curriculum. And then what's the last one that I said? Resources, right? So you just heard that connection between research and resources. And this is another one of those resources. So sometimes the resources are curriculum and lesson plans, and sometimes it's material like this grant, alhamdulillah. So we're really excited for you to be here. We invite you to check out more about the ISLA. We do host monthly teacher webinars like this one. And also we have another one coming up next week that is going to be on Wednesday, May 31st, another one that you might be really interested in. Especially as the summer approaches and you might be thinking like, gosh, I really want to build I want to rest, which you definitely should do, but also like, I want to expand my skills. I want to get a certificate. I want to get my master's. So we've invited people from Guidance College, Rabata, Define 360, Bayan Graduate School, and the Islamic Seminary of America to come and talk for 5 minutes each about the kinds of programs that they have. And believe me, inshallah, it's affordable. Like they're at all different levels of the pricing spectrum. There are some scholarships available too. And there's a lot, inshallah, that you can do to continue to upskill and grow and develop yourself, inshallah. So I know that you're not here to listen to me talk. So I'm going to pass the mic over to my colleague, Sister Saria, who's with ICNA Relief. And we also have Sister Maajidah Coleman here, who is an awardee of last year's ICNA Relief and Empower Grant. And she's going to talk at the end of this about what she did to get the grant so that you can learn. And we've got one more event that I don't have a slide up for. I'll get the link. And we'll share that with you. We're going to have a brainstorming session for those of you who are interested in applying next month in the end of June after the grant opens. And we are literally going to sit there and be like, hey, this is how you fill it out. These are some really amazing things to spend your money on and write the grant for and all of that. So join us, stay connected, inshallah. All right, Bismillah. Saria, I'm done. I promise. I'm going to mute myself now.
Assalamualaikum everyone. This is Sister Saria. I am from ICNA Relief Back to School program. I am the program coordinator for Back to School. And inshallah, by the end of the session, I hope you guys will have an understanding of the application. Alhamdulillah, we do have Sister Maajidah with us to go through the application process in detail as she has filled it out. But in this session, we will share who is eligible for this grant, products and services teachers can use the grant on, deadline for the grant, application details, high score and low score applications, and tips from last year grant recipient Maajidah Coleman.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. First, I wanted to thank the ICNA Relief and ISLA sisters for inviting me to participate in this. I wanted to share some tips and some advice for any teachers who are interested in applying for it. My name is Maajidah Coleman, and I'm from New York, but I'm teaching in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia, and I work at Al-Fla Academy, which is a private Muslim school. We go from pre-K all the way to high school. I am a new 5th grade teacher, and I just started last year in August. And so this was having this grant and having the ability to, earn money so that I could put towards my classroom was one of the goals for me applying for the Empower Grant. So I just wanted to start with that first. That was the reason why I applied for it. And alhamdulillah, I received it. So that was, it was a lot of excitement when I finally received it. So back when the ICNA posted about the Empower grant, this was in 2002, in June 2002 is when I found out about it. The principal of the school that I work at, Yelena Naeem, she told all the teachers, she encouraged a lot of the teachers to go ahead and to do it. And before that, the year 2021, we were just getting back into the classroom, after COVID was over. And a couple of my colleagues applied for it as well. So I don't know if I should mention names, but I want to say around 3 teachers applied for the Empower back in 2021, and they received the grant as well. And the teachers did not promote that they received it, but when I found out that they received it, I do remember looking back at their classroom and seeing how many supplies and resources they had in their classroom. And I said, oh, that's how they got so many of the resources that they were able to use in their classroom. And so when I finally found out that they were doing the Empower Grant, once again in 2022, I said, I have to apply for it. So it was in the summer, we had a lot of time. The teachers are off during that time. So alhamdulillah, I was able to have the time to apply for it. And the first thing that I did was I mentioned to the principal of the school that I'm interested in doing this and to give me any information that she had from the previous year, the colleagues who won the scholarship. And she sent me the information of the people who applied for it and who got it. And a lot of the tips that I got was, and it's in the information as well when you apply for the Empower Grant. Number one is to try to get as many points as you can. So I think it's on a point, the Empower Grant is on a point basis. So it's worth 30 points, but well, you want to try to achieve to get 30 points. And from what I understand, I think it was about 10 points to complete the questions in total, and then 10 points to make a video. And I want to say 10 points for a letter of recommendation. Now, this was back in June, so my brain is a little bit foggy. You know, I'm a fifth grade teacher, so now we have fifth grade graduation. This is like the last week of school. So, you know, I'm running at 100, and, you know, there's so many things that I have to like remember. So
you're awesome.
I kind of
no, and don't feel like you need to, Maajidah, because inshallah, Sister Saria is going to go over all of those details. And if you want, she can go into that and then answer the rest of the questions, so you know like what's kind of missing, and you can get into the gaps. Do you want to do that, Maajidah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and just talk about my journey.
Yeah.
And then if there's anything that I missed, of course, Saria would be able to, you know, put in, because it also might be different year to year.
Yeah,
definitely.
Okay, so number one, I got the letter of recommendation by my principal, Yelena Naeem. And she basically wanted to find out exactly what I needed the money for so that she could recommend me to get the grant. And I told her, as a new teacher, I'm interested in supplying my classroom with material that would work for all types of learners. And this was in June. And so I didn't know specifically the students that I had, but I was aware from being at the school for years that there were some children who were coming in that had some that they learned differently. I know we call them learning disabilities, but I prefer to say learning exceptionalities, and they learn differently. And so the way that the class was set up before I came into the fifth grade classroom was that the seating was very limited. And so I wanted to have flexible seating. And that was one of the things that I mentioned to her that I wanted her to put into that letter of recommendation, that I wanted to supply my classroom in a way that would be accessible for all learners.
And so Maajidah, we do have your application up right here as well, where you've described that.
Yes.
And so the folks joining us can see that this is what Maajidah did, which was really in depth, and but not as in depth as a lot of different grants are. So that was, and she requested just about the maximum amount that can be requested. I think some people are asking about the slides, Maajidah. I would like to ask Saria to go ahead and share that, and then ask you to jump back in with the rest of your specifics, if you can stay with us.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm
Okay.
gonna go ahead and stop this share, but you guys can see, and then there's the video too, which if we have time, we can, Maajidah, with your permission. I don't have the link to it. Okay. So, but yeah. Oh, good. We removed all the personal information. So that's actually a copy of her application, but I know some of you guys are feeling a little bit maybe unsure of, wait, hold on, am I even eligible or not? So we're gonna go back just a little bit, and then we'll come back to Maajidah. So, okay, so there you go. Saria, if you want to go ahead and fill in some of that foundational stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. So what is the Empower Grant? Empower Grant program was established in 2020 when COVID hit by ICNA Relief's Back to School program. The program was created to provide financial assistance to teachers, financial support to teachers. This grant is up to $2,000 per year for teachers for classroom enhancement. Classroom enhancement grants. These grants support teachers in implementing innovative projects or programs in their classrooms. They can be used to purchase materials, technology, or resources that enhance the learning experience for students. That is what the grant is, and the amount. Next slide, please. Now, who is eligible? Any elementary or middle school teacher at a public or private school will be considered. They must agree to and follow ICNA Relief's terms of use to apply and receive funds, must provide legal name of the grant applicant, W-9 and social security number, ID, and a picture of your social security card. Please note, it will be a 1099 taxable document. It is a taxable amount that you will be receiving. Also, please note the number of classroom grants awarded will depend on the total number of applicants. Grants are available up to $2,000 pending availability and demand. We anticipate that we can award 50 recipients. Applications are on first come, first served basis, so apply early. Application dates. So just under a month, the application will be open on June 20th, 2023. And it closes in just 1 month. It's open just for 1 month. It closes on July 20th, 2023. Okay, the application and evaluation criteria. Each application will be evaluated by a panel of experts and given a value out of 30 points. Applications will be evaluated based on the following: impact of meaningful instructions on students inside and outside of the classroom. Funds will be used to develop an impactful and innovative experience for students. Letter of recommendation from school, a 30 to 120-second video. And Maajidah, do you want to add anything for the application criteria?
That was what I used to help myself along the way with the process. So, you know, I would say that's basically it. I don't think I could add anything. That's everything that I used for the application.
It's the same slide. So the application details, we have the contact information of the applicant, we have the school information, we have the grant request summary, and then we have a YouTube video that we require, and there are some files that need to be uploaded that we will be going through with Maajidah's application. And now we will be opening. Oh,
Okay, so you want me to go back to her application then?
we could go to the low application scores and then
Okay.
go back to
right.
for the finale.
Okie dokie.
Do you want to say this part?
So here's the thing, and this is why ICNA Relief also reached out to ISLA to support, because mashallah, as Saria just mentioned, there are a lot of awards. They anticipate about 50, being able to give out 50, $2,000, up to $2,000 awards. So there's a good number of them. The problem in the past couple of years has been that the awards that have been submitted weren't all even complete sometimes. So that's one reason why sometimes they weren't awarded. So it was an incomplete application. Maybe there was like a video that was lacking or a supporting document, for example, the social security card or number, the W-9 form, those are needed because they're going to be giving you money. So that had to be there. And so some of those were lacking that. In other ones, it just felt like it wasn't very well thought out. There weren't clearly articulated goals and activities or realistic timeline and budget. And in other ones, it just didn't demonstrate a great enough impact. So the good thing is that inshallah, now that we are working together, ICNA Relief and ISLA, we're going to work together to provide you with as much support to make sure that your application doesn't have any of these issues. So we're going to be hosting another, Saria, if you can pull up exactly when that date is and put in the chat what the link is, the registration link for the workshop. We're going to invite you to come back in another month, inshallah, after the application has been open. And I hope that in that 1 hour or 90-minute session, we'll be actually able to like talk with each other in more of a meeting style, or maybe we'll do breakout rooms after we do it, because mashallah, there's a lot of people here. So if there's a lot of people there, we'll do breakout rooms and we'll help kind of guide you guys through how to fill out this application and answer your questions there. We'll have a few suggestions even for like what can you use your $2,000 on? Personally, I would really love for all of you to receive the full $2,000. So like, think about what are the things that you need for the upcoming school year for your classroom to enhance the learning experience. And I see Brian is here too, and he said that he's a past recipient as well, mashallah. So there's other people here, and we invite you again to join the workshop next month so that we can learn from you, and you guys can also serve as individuals who support the process. And then the second part of ISLA's engagement will be that there's another part to this. You know, when you receive a grant, you have to demonstrate your usage of that grant. You should be taking pictures and other things. So we will talk about that with you, and ISLA will work with you and your school to ensure that you are documenting your usage of the grant funds. Because here's the thing, if this year we, ICNA Relief received $200,000 and has that much for funding, the more that they can demonstrate to their donors that this is making a huge difference in the lives of children, the more grant funding pool they will have, inshallah. So that's part of what we would like to do in supporting ICNA Relief. So Maajidah, we'll go back to your, I don't have the link to your YouTube video. Somebody was asking if they could see that. If you have that and you don't mind sharing it, we'd love to see it. Or Surya, if you have that.
I'll pull that up right now.
Okay. And
I also would like
Yeah.
to add that if you were a previous recipient for the grant, you are eligible to apply for this year as well, inshallah. So please do apply.
And Surya, let's talk a little bit about the eligibility criteria, because I didn't see it clearly written here. You said that pre-K through middle school can apply if they're working in an Islamic school, and that could be full-time or weekend.
Yes, but the school has to be registered. It has to be documented.
Okay, so like
The school is the
501c3.
foundation of it. The school has to be fully registered, has to be documented, so we could actually go back and find the school. Like,
Okay.
it can't be a homeschool type situation.
Okay, that's clarifying. And also high school is currently not eligible for this year.
Currently not, yes.
Okay. All right. So any other questions as they're pulling up the YouTube video? Yeah, weekend Islamic schools. And by the way, also public school teachers. So I know that Sister Sana here is part of a public school, so she can apply. Weekend Islamic schools, if they are a registered school, like, or if it's functioning in a registered capacity with the masjid operations, it seems like, yes, weekend schools are eligible based on what Sister Saria has looked into. Could admin apply for the library? I don't think librarians are eligible. Library is not, right? Saria? Or do we need to find out?
No, library is not eligible. It has to
Okay.
be for a classroom setting.
Okay, classroom setting. Are part-time teachers able to apply? If you're working in a school, I don't think that that it asks about it, right? About that in the application. Let me pull up her application again. Maajidah's. Yes, we're going to share the recording. So ask for teacher's name, what they're doing, like what grade are they teaching. It doesn't ask about doesn't ask if you're a full-time Islamic school or not. So, or if you're full-time or part-time.
It does not.
Yeah, so I think that you would be eligible. Since that's not part of their questions, that shouldn't be part of their eligibility criteria.
Yes.
If we find out otherwise, we'll let you know. And if you have questions, you're welcome to get off mute. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like high school teacher can't apply. Are after school programs able to apply? I don't think so. So yeah, that's not a classroom setting, right?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Bring it to us, guys. What else do you got? No to high school, no to after school program for right now. No to homeschool. Okay, did we find the YouTube? Can ESL or ELL teachers apply? I think so, right, Saria? They have a classroom. If they have a classroom, like they do lessons.
Yes,
Then
if
you
they
can
do
apply.
lessons, correct. I am pulling up the link right now for it.
Okay.
Second.
Yes, Sana, you have a question? Yes, Sana, go ahead.
I want to ask what kind of criteria or the documentation for a school, what does that mean?
You mean like once you receive the reward, what I was talking about, documenting the use?
No, Sister Saria was saying that as long as the school is registered, what does like?
I think if you can fill out this information about the school, right here, school's name, district name,
There's
principal.
website. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Just wondered about that. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so you're welcome. And I'll play this video soon of what Sister Maajidah did. Cheryl, yeah, so you will receive a 1099 form because this will be taxable income that you add to your tax return. So can multiple teachers apply as one, like a team? No, I would say just have one teacher apply. I think don't complicate it. Have one teacher apply. And if you want to share it, see, because the check comes to your name, right? It comes to one person's name. So how can you can't apply as one because it's being written to one individual and that individual needs to document it against their taxes. And it's $2,000. I don't think for most people, it's not going to make them move in the tax bracket. Honestly, some of your classes are admitted. That's okay, Sister Aisha, if they're conducted in the library. Oh, would you? Well, you're going to write about it, right? So you could write about in your grant, you're going to say what you want to spend the money on. So if you are purchasing books for the classes that you teach, and then you're going to put the books in the library, you know, that should be fine. I think you want to show a direct correlation. Look, you want to make it fit as much the criteria as what they're doing, as what they're asking for. So I think that, you know, show that as much as you're able to do, honestly, in the thing, inshallah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, go for it, Maajidah, please.
Okay, so for the question with the library, that was some of the monies that I had left over because I'm a reading teacher. So I purchased some books for the library, for my library, my personal library in my classroom. So I think that as long as you have the funds left over and the money that you use to spend is for the class and for the students, and that was part of your goal in getting that grant, then you could spend it on that. And I have another suggestion for those who want to apply. Application is online. And so you want to save your progress. And so the best way to do that is like to open up a document and save your information in a document so that you could just copy and paste it onto the website so that you don't lose your information.
Yes. I also would like to answer Brother Abdul Razak's question that to provide proof of school is we do request to see your W-9 document of your school, of your tax papers. We do require the school questions. So there are ways that we do validate your school being eligible for the program to verify these documentations.
I think, Surya, it'll be helpful if we can get that information directly from whoever's processed it before. Because this is a question, right? If we're saying that weekend Islamic schools are also eligible, it's kind of fuzzy for some people who've joined us today, and it's fuzzy for me too. So I think let's get more clearer information, and when we send out the recording of this, we'll include that in there so that that part is not a fuzzy thing anymore. Nobody's got time to waste. So we want to make sure that whoever's applying is truly going to be able to have a shot at it, inshallah.
Inshallah.
What about a PE teacher? I love these questions. You guys are awesome. You guys sound like your students, you know, when you assign an assignment, especially in a project, and they're like, what about this? What about that? I love it. Yes, Surya. What about the PE teacher?
If like, again, if you're able to give a reason why you need the funding and like explain it in depth of like the questionnaires and stuff about how it would help a student and stuff, of what you have and what you will do with the funding. As Majidah, if we go through Majidah's application, we will be able to see of what she needed, how much she needed, and how she helped her students with it. If you are able to be as detailed about it, because we are looking for innovative ways to help our students. That's our goal. So if you are able to validate those reasonings, then inshallah, yes, I don't see any issue why the grant would not be approved.
Awesome. And Fatima got the grant as a physical education teacher previously. Awesome. Yes, Arabic teachers. Yes, Maria. Okay, let me go ahead and play Sister Majidah's video so you can see, mashallah, how the winner does it. And she got a 10 out of 10 on this for the points, so.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Maajidah and I'm a new 5th grade ELA reading teacher. Today I'm applying for the ICNA Empower Grant so that I can get supplies and materials for my very bare classroom and so that I can get materials for the many variable learners that I have in my class. The budget that I made for my classroom includes flexible seating that helps children to maintain focus and encourages comfort, especially during long lessons. Tables in many sizes so that we can have small group collaboration, a teacher workstation so that I can work one-on-one with students who need it, and comfortable rugs. The budget also includes shelves so that I could build a classroom library and shelves used for storage and organization. Tablets and keyboards will be used so that children can have access to technology to create projects. It will also be used for children who are visual and auditory learners. My class also has room for whiteboards so that kids can get creative in their writing skills. And the rest of the budget will be used to purchase resources for teaching, as well as other miscellaneous items that every teacher needs in order to fully set up an environment for students so that they can be successful.
Okay, I really love this video. And, you know, as I'm watching and listening to Sister Maajidah more and more, and I'm saying your name wrong and I can't stop that. Sister Maajidah, can you please correct me? How do you say it?
It's Maajidah.
Maajidah. Maajidah. Oh my God, I totally, sorry.
No, you're
Maajidah.
fine. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm worried now. But, you know, there's a few things that I feel like Maajidah.
Maajidah.
Maajidah did is that she first of all talked to her principal and made sure that there was alignment between the principal's recommendation letter and what she was going to do. I also noticed in her grant application that there was some research. It wasn't like full citations and like research papers or whatever, but it was like, you know, flexible seating helps students learn. And today's diverse classroom, we need to appeal to different learners, right? So like it shows that she put in a little bit more effort. And then that video was like brilliant. She's showing exactly what you want. I can't believe you purchased all of that within $2,000. And the other thing I wanted to say was that the video can just hear sound, but the video isn't playing. I'm so sorry, you guys. The link, I'll share it right here it's on YouTube. I'll share it right here. You can watch it, you can save it. Hold on. I'm so sorry, you guys. You could have interrupted me. This is a community, you guys. We can do that. There it is. Okay. Check it out later. So save it so that you can do it. You can look at it when the grant application opens. But yeah, I mean, the other thing I wanted to say, like she got so much in for $2,000. Oh, and lastly, this is all money written to you. So when you leave your classroom, this is yours to keep. Okay, it's not the principal's. Principal, if you're on, it's not yours. There's a principal just entering, okay? It is, because the check is written out to the individual teacher, this is for the individual teacher to keep afterwards. So she could write for a laptop for herself or whatever is needed. Or she could leave it at the school, whatever she chooses to do. Okay, so that was a lot of information. Some of it we need to go back and check. and ensure that we'll write it down in the email that we send out to you along with this recording. And yes, Dr. Sammy, you must be an administrator. You can donate it to the school. So we'll send all this information to you, inshallah. Give us a couple days and you'll be hearing more about it. We'll definitely keep you in the loop for the grant writing workshop as well. Surya, I've got the grant writing workshop URL here. And can you just verify what day it is? Wednesday, June 22nd? You're muted.
It's June 21st.
First, okay. At what
Uh,
time? Anyways, if you click on the grant and you register, you'll see it. And just like we're doing right now.
8 p.m.
Okay.
Eastern, 7
So
p.m.
same time. Okay, so same time as this. Okay, guys. So inshallah, we look forward to seeing you. Now, if you have any questions, we don't need to leave yet. We've still got 20 more minutes. Anybody have a question? Unmute yourself, ask. Share this with you, especially if you're a principal, please share this with your teachers. Let them know, inshallah, when you hire a new teacher, let them know. Does the teacher have to be in the video? No, they don't have to be.
They don't have to be. They can do a voiceover.
Yeah.
Um,
And mashallah, the younger teachers, actually, so I'm sorry, I'm speaking for myself. Many people know how to create videos. I'm so sorry. That was such a, I just don't know how to create the videos myself. So I was saying, but most people do. Looks like
I
you
consider
TikTok.
myself as someone who could do videos, but I really struggled with the video part until I found TikTok was the best way to make the videos. So you make the videos on TikTok and then you download and upload it on YouTube. And that was the best way. I was trying to see if I could just do it straight on YouTube and trying to get it within that time frame. TikTok is the best. So make an account if you don't have one, and you don't have to make it public. You could keep it private, download it, make sure it's on your phone. But it's the best one to use if you want to. So if you will look at the video, and I know that we didn't have a chance to look at it, we were just listening to it.
Sorry.
No, you're okay, Shaza. But if you look at it, go click on the link, look at it after. There's a lot of what's the word?
It's clips, a lot of clips.
That's the word. Yeah. And the green screen, and so if you do want to do the extra, and you can use TikTok, but it's not necessary. You don't have to be in the video yourself. It was just a way for me to be extra. I was just extra, and it was really easy for me to do that because
it worked. I got 10 out of 10 on that one. So that was really good. Should we video our current room? Well, you can't do after, right, Wafa? Because you didn't get the grant yet. You're gonna buy the things after you get the grant. So you'll get the money, then you buy the stuff. Don't buy your stuff before you get the money, because you don't know if you get it or not.
That's true.
Unless if you plan to spend it anyways. But khair. I do think as part of the documentation that do they have to submit receipts or no, Surya, after or
after you receive the grant, there is like a contract you signed saying that after you receive it, you will be sending us pictures and videos of the things you have bought with the money or with the grant, and you will be sharing that with ICNA Relief and ISLA for us to promote it next year, inshallah, so we have more content. But yeah, there is this agreement between us that we won't validate it, but we want to see documentation of how you used your funds.
I can share pictures if we have time.
Yes, definitely. I also wanted to ask you, how long did it take you to fill out the application? How long was it?
Okay, so good question. So we got the reminder we got the information about it. I think I want to say June, let's say it was like June 1st or something, in that I can't remember because I don't have the group chat anymore, but it took me about 2 weeks to finish it. To complete it. But like I said, summertime is like the best time to fill everything out, because as teachers were off, that was the best time for me to do it. And I wanted to do it before we started school. So in Georgia, we start school early. We start in August. And I wanted to make sure that I had everything out before August 8th. August 8th was the first day of school, and I was approved for it on August 5th. So I was able to collect the funds. I think the funds came in September or October. I got the check. And so by the end of September, the students and I, we all chose the materials that we wanted in the classroom.
That's
So
so
that was the nice thing
sweet.
about it, because the kids
love
were
it.
already there and they found out that we got that we got money, and they were so excited. And they said, this is what we need this. And so we went shopping on Amazon together. And so for the grant, what I put in the grant was that I needed, I put flexible seating. I put a rug, I put a round table for us to learn. I put supplies and resources. I put a whiteboard so that we could, the whiteboard paper that you could just roll and stick onto the wall. I put library shelves and tablets and a teacher table. When I got to the classroom, I realized that some of the things were already there from the previous teacher. And so I was able to switch up the things that we needed. We had a rug, we didn't need the round table because we didn't have the space in the classroom for the round table. And so I applied for this grant before I got into the classroom. So this was like in June, and I went into the classroom end of July.
Yeah, but you were still like able to flexibly decide how to spend it. And that's the cool thing. Like,
Yes.
this might be the easiest grant you ever apply for, but you got to do it right and do it well, inshallah. So,
I can, should I share the pictures?
yes, you
And
can do
so-
that. And now I'm hesitating to say your name.
Maajidah.
Maajidah. Okay.
Also, like all of your documentations are handled with confidentiality and respected, and it is very secure. Nothing is leaked. Everything is safe. Your social security, your taxable like, documents, everything is safe. We handle everything with care. So inshallah, no mishap, no accidents have ever happened, nor will they happen.
Okay, Maajidah, did you want to
Oh.
share your pictures?
Yes, I'm ready. Sorry, I had to find the right page. So let me know if you can see it.
Yes, we see this picture. Is that your classroom?
Yes, so alhamdulillah,
Wow.
we have really nice lighting. So the children wanted to be able to sit where they can see outside and be able to work in teams. You know, they're older elementary. And so they do a lot of projects together. They do a lot of collaboration. And so this was our collab space where they're able to sit in teams and work together. They wanted something like that because the tables that they have are individual, and they wanted to be able to sit with other people and work. So I bought 3, they're like bar stools, and they came with 2 chairs each. And we had these amazing windows that look out at the greenery, and they sit here during the year, and they're kind of like falling apart because this is like end of year. So, but this is one of their favorite places.
Wow.
Okay, so I was also able to get benches for them to sit at, and also it came with storage for their books. We have a library. I'm a reading teacher. And they sit here and they read. They are able to lay down on it. This was not part of my original grant, but because we already had some things, for example, I put in my grant that I wanted to purchase tablets. By the time I got into school, we had laptops. Everyone had a laptop. And so I used the funds differently, and I used it instead to purchase benches. And I also used some of the funds to purchase books. I didn't have a very vast library. So I spent about 300 in books. So, you know, and the kids were able to tell what type of genres they liked and pick out books that they liked and series that they liked. And shelving as well. As I said, this was like the full year, the year has passed. So some of the things are like nicked and scratched and sorry. Okay. This was on Amazon. This was about $400. They sit here and they work together. They're able to pull them apart. They're able to sit extra seating and move the seats wherever they need to sit down. This is one of the most famous seats in the school. A lot of the other kids from the other classes, they come to sit here. during dismissal. And this is the teacher table that I needed. So instead of having one individual table, I put two together so that the kids could sit with me as well. And they have the benches, the stools that they are able to move around in the classroom. And we also purchased supplies. We purchased the whiteboard, a very large whiteboard that we were able to put on both sides of the classroom. And you know, other art material we were able to purchase. But those are the main large materials that we were able to get with this grant.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
Majida, that's amazing.
Alhamdulillah.
Great. And I see you've already got reason to apply for the next one since some of them are falling apart. All right, guys. Well, inshallah, we will see you in about another month. We're going to send out the information from this video and recording. And if you have any other questions, Surya, can they email you? If in the meanwhile they've got questions?
Yes, definitely. At backto-school@icnarelief.com. I would be able to respond from there.
Awesome. So she'll type that in the chat. Again, we did put in the link for the next workshop. Let me drop that in there again. Thank you to all of our everybody who joined us and also shared this with others. Really appreciate that. And inshallah, we'll see you guys again next month. Oh, Zina, that's wonderful. I think, Zina, I remember you from Florida. Inshallah. So let me also share with you guys, we do have one more thing happening. I just want to, for those of you who came later, and everybody wants.
I just want to say that I hope this session was helpful. I hope to see you guys all next week or next month.
And also, I hope to see you next week.
Inshallah.
We've got, Isla has a webinar next week. Thanks, Surya, for saying that. So if you have your phone up, you can go ahead and scan that QR code to register. We've got this webinar for you to continue to pursue your educational dreams, inshallah. Join us to find out. There's like summer certification programs and there's like graduate options with scholarship available. There are amazing opportunities, and mashallah, you guys are the heart and soul of our schools and I would say of our community. And we want you to be able to pursue a life of self-fulfillment, inshallah. So these are some of the ways that ISLA tries to do that, by connecting with amazing organizations like ICNA Relief, Bayan, Guidance College, Rabata, Define 360, and TISA, the Islamic Seminary of America. So see you, inshallah, next week as well, and then also next month for the writing workshop, for the grant writing workshop. Jazakumullah khairan, everybody, for joining the webinar link. And let me post that too. And then can I ask Maajidah, can you recite Surah Al-Asr as we often like to do before we leave?
Sure.
Sorry to put you
Put me on the
on the
spot.
spot.
Bismillah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, I'm still looking for that link, but I will send it. Oh, there it is. For next week's webinar. It's right here in the chat for those of you who are still here. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakumullah khairan. Take care, guys.
Oh, man, keep
Assalamu
going.
alaikum.
Thank you, Brother Fahim. Assalamu alaikum.
Play my son. I just got here. I'm sorry.
Oh, you just got here. It's okay, Brother
Yeah.
Fahim. We'll send you the link, okay? To the
Give it-
recording.
Send me the link then, okay?